Ladies and gentlemen, we are live, coming to you live from Savannah, Georgia. It is the one and only Thoughts of a Predicate winner
Yep.
with the Chatter Zone, baby.
Welcome.
We are fixing to get into some potting today, man, and do we have a ton to talk about, man. So, we're fixing to just go ahead and dive right into it, man. But before we do it, please make sure to like and subscribe my channel. Make sure that you like and subscribe the Chatter Zone channel. And we're really looking forward to what we got going on today, man. We got a whole lot to talk about. We got a lot to discuss and a lot to get to. So make sure that you're commenting on the video. We are seeing the comments. We're rocking with y'all. And I think that, ultimately I would just kind of like to start off right off the bat. I saw a post. I wanted to run this by you and see what your thoughts are on this, bro. I saw a post this morning about, or maybe it was yesterday afternoon, about Tom. And essentially Tom was like, sorry, I haven't been around very much, man. I've been getting rested up. I haven't done this in like 8 years. I'm feeling well rested. I'm feeling good. And I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm ready for whatever. But I was wondering to myself, man, I was like, is this kind of the pre-seasoning, the seasoning on the steak of him getting ready to come back out here and start rapping again? Does he even care about rapping at this point?
I have those same questions about Tom. Look, man, I know the Tom fans are probably going to come after me sometimes, and that's fine. I like Tom. Tom is a great artist. He has great music. I need him to come back now. That's what I need. He's had fun with the guitar. He's had success with the guitar, but let's pick up the mic and let's really drop a bombshell.
I think that it's needed. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I like the album. I did a whole review on that album. I like the album a lot. I think it's super relatable. I think that he did a great job of not putting himself in a box. And what I mean by that is so many people think that he's kind of a one-trick pony. Like, you're going to talk about politics. You're going to talk about being a white guy in a black culture. You're going to talk about how everybody hates you and you wear it like a cape. And boy, did he prove everybody wrong. He really did like separate himself to me artistically, where he was able to, he's got songs about being with his lady. He's got songs about overcoming addiction. He's got songs about just kind of overcoming life in general. There wasn't actually a whole lot of political stuff on there. I was truly shocked by it. But what I didn't like was that there was literally no rap. There's no rapping on that album. And I'm like, okay, I get it. He wanted to make that album that he wanted to make, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the artistic integrity that it takes to do something like that, especially when people are waiting for you to rap, especially in today's climate, and for him to still just do the album that he wanted to do. And I think that it was just interesting to, as kind of a newer fan of his, I thought that it was kind of interesting that he just really took the back seat, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna take some time off, some much needed time off, because I'm exhausted, and I'm tired of exhausting my brain and my body. So I'm looking at that like, okay, but now that you're back, and now that you're saying like you're well rested, what do we got? What are we doing?
What's next? Yeah, what's next?
Exactly.
I feel like, not to change the subject from Tom to another person, but it's similar to NF. Okay, NF put out a bunch of music that we all loved. So did Tom. But at this point right now, in my head, I'm thinking, well, what more can these two artists talk about that we haven't already heard?
Keep this going for a second.
You're good. So like what I think about them, Tom and NF, I brought up NF, is like what is going to be that motivating factor that gets them back into that booth? We've heard Tom rap about other rappers. He's dissed other rappers. He's used the guitar. He's talked about politics. He's talked about being white in the rap industry. What else is there to do? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm just kind of excited. I'm excited to see what Tom does. I'm excited to see what a rapper like NF does. What I need eventually is for Tom to really drop that bomb like I know that he can do. That's it. I'm not a Tom hater. I love Tom. I just don't agree with everything he does. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you're not going to agree with everything that everybody does. It's not the end of the world. Who we got in the chat? Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt the Roofer. I see you, dog. Shout out to Garbled. Let's see, JC Fresh. Yes, sir, JC Fresh. It is the Chatter Zone. It should pop up the Chatter Zone. It has a mic for the photo, so you'll see me. What's up, all y'all, man? Hope y'all have had a good Monday back. That July 4th weekend was crazy. Crazy, and I need more like it. Tina, I see you, Tina. What's up, Tina? Thank you, JC Fresh, man. I appreciate that very much. Garbled, yeah, I know. And I know that too as far as Tom goes. He does like to do other stuff. It's just I think that's what hooked Nelson and somebody like me into Tom was his crazy, crazy rapping ability. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we kind of chomping at the bit, for him to drop something. But he will. We know he will. We know. He definitely will. Matt, what's up? Yeah, I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. Nervous a little bit at first. But the more I do it, man, the more it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You get more comfortable. I got cool people to talk to like y'all. So no complaints here. And I love doing podcasts like this with Nelson, collaborating with other people. I really enjoy doing that along with the music. Let's see. Where is Jody? Jody and Alex. I don't see them nowhere. True. I agree with that, Garbled. Totally agree with that. And I get it. You do something over and over and over again for the extended period of time, you get burnt out, you need a break. Totally get it. Happens to the best of us. But it's cool that he can have different genres to lean back on instead of just kind of vanishing for a little bit. He's definitely a smart artist, in my opinion. And that's why he's probably so successful. I don't know where Mama Don. I don't know where the group is today. Favorite Tom song would be "Don't Look Down." That's been my favorite since I've heard it, and he'll have to drop something crazier for me to change my mind. "Don't Look Down" is just hands down my favorite. I think the host is quietly making his return. Yeah, "Don't Look Down." There is another one. I'm really bad at remembering song names. Like I can hear the songs in my head, but song names is hard. I know "Don't Look Down" is my favorite. I do like the one he did with Dax. Most recently, "Soldiers" was good. So yeah, Nelson, what's your favorite Tom song?
I'm sorry, that was super He's about to come back in here, bro. Hold on.
Oh man, it bees like that. What up, Jody? God Mode is a really good shout. God Mode is super fresh. I would say God Mode, "Don't Look Down," "Soldier" with Dax. There was another one that I liked. "I Hate Hip Hop" is a good one, in my opinion.
Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry, man. That was like the most unprofessional thing on a podcast I've ever done. We're going to figure out a way to edit that out. Well, you did a great job of talking with everybody.
I just ran my mouth that whole time, yeah.
No, that's good. No, my favorite Tom McDonald song is "God Mode" for sure. And I'm going to be honest about the artistic side of things. Like I appreciate his artistic integrity like we were talking about, but I'm also thoroughly unconvinced. I can't believe I'm saying this publicly. I'm thoroughly not convinced that he can do "God Mode" again.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's a challenge.
I don't know.
I look at that as a challenge. Like, hey, man, drop it. But a lot of people say that about Eminem too. They're like, oh, he can't drop another record like such and such.
They do. But speaking of, that's actually a really good segue. What are your thoughts, bro? What are your thoughts on this new Eminem feature, man? It's got the internet going up, bro. Everybody's
It
talking
does.
about it.
It has the internet going up. First of all, I don't listen. The Eminem feature is great. Okay, I'm not trying to shadow that by any means, but I want to give JID some flowers
He's
because this
incredible, right?
man is incredible. His part in this song is untouchable, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. He really spit for a long time, and he spit for a good time, if that makes sense. He really did great.
He did, man. I have kind of a love-hate relationship with his verse too, bro, because I feel like when I'm the first time I was listening to it and I heard JID's flow, I was like, man, JID is going crazy, bro, but I don't want to hear Eminem do this. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't want to hear Eminem do that style again. I've already heard it so many times, and I was like, ooh, man, it's like the LL Cool J song that Eminem did with LL. I was like, I don't want to hear this, bro. Like I'm over
Yeah,
this version of Eminem. Like it's been beaten into the ground. When M's verse came on, bro, when I tell you that my mouth dropped and I didn't pick my mouth up off of the floor pause until the end of that verse, bro. I mean, it was insane. And I
nasty.
have to like people are like, man, Eminem is the only artist on earth. Not only rapper, the only artist on earth where people will find something to critique all the way down to his vocals. I'm like, dog, you're going to talk about the vocal layering? What, you didn't like Recovery? He did vocal layering on Recovery, and people keep trying to throw in this AI thing. Like Eminem has too
Right.
much integrity to use AI. That's not AI. He is
Facts.
using vocal layering so that he can make himself sound like the old version of him, which is all anybody said that they wanted for the past 6, 7, 8 years. Is we just want him to sound like the old version of himself. Well, you got it, and now all you're gonna do is complain about it. But
That's yeah.
the majority is saying that Eminem washed JID twice. Now, I don't like that take because JID is obviously not going to wash Eminem on anything. I think that JID, like you said, should be saluted because JID stood it with Eminem on two different tracks, bro. He went crazy on Fuel and he went crazy on this.
Absolutely. He listen, when you have a song with Eminem, if you did not bring it like JID brought it on this song, you're an idiot. And
Yeah,
he knew what he was supposed to do, and he came in there, and that's an A plus for me.
I
I,
agree.
I really enjoyed JID's part, and then to have Eminem come in on the back end and just go
Yep.
berserk. He has so many different setups and bars in that just it blew my mind.
Yeah, and the more you listen to it, the more you find other things. Like what, bro? There
Yeah,
were so many things that he said in that joint that I was like, "What did he just say, bro?"
like he's you're good, you're good.
Hey, how's it
Um,
going?
I remember one of the lines in the song was like, "You can't f with me. I'm like erectile dysfunction or something like that." And I was just like, "Man, you're crazy." I don't even know. I don't know how old Eminem is now at this point in his career, in his life, but I can tell you one thing, and that's for somebody his age to be performing and making songs to this level is to be commended, in my opinion. Like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're how old, and you're rapping better than pretty much every single person that's on the radio right now. That's crazy. Jody came in with a 52. A 52-year-old man is rapping better than the rest of the people on the radio. Come on now. Come on now. That's just my opinion, but you get my mentality here. That was quick, Jody. Jesus. So shout out to Jody. Alex, I see Alex. Let's see who we got. The crew is here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I know how old Marshall is.
This
Oh
is why
man.
we got to get me out of my secondary job and into my studio in the afternoons, man. I'm sorry once again.
You're
But
good.
and it was right whenever I really wanted to get into the bag too because I think that what M is doing as a grandpa, as a white grandpa in the rap game with these youngins, there's nobody better than JID right now, not in terms of rapping skill, technicality, lyrical prowess. Like he is
Yeah.
a murderer, bro. Him, Joyner, M done songs with all of these young guys, bro, and he has wiped the floor. Now, I don't think that that's an insult. I think that it's just a precedent into who he is as an artist. And I think that M has just had it, bro. It's over. Like you can't keep on saying like, well, you know what I mean? He used to sound bad. Yeah, he did. He used to sound great in his early days. Everybody, but you have never, listen to me. I'm going to say this to everybody out there. You have never seen an artist continuously get better lyrically and continue to be able to shock and continue to be able to sell and continue to be able to showcase his skill set at the highest level that you could possibly do it. He says it on Fuel Remix. My elevator stuck between two levels that MCs will never see, and that's facts, bro. It's just facts. Nobody can rap with him. You might not like him as a person, and I get that. There's a lot of stuff that he does that pisses me off too, but at the end of the day, when you're talking about rap skill, sorry, who's better? And he just continues to show it.
Yes, he does, man. He does, and he's continuously been in this spot where he'll put out one album and people are like, no, I don't like that. I want the old Slim Shady. And he'll do another album where he's the old Slim Shady. And they're like, no, I don't want that. I want something like the last album. And it's a continuous flipping, flopping of a thing. And what it comes down to, in my opinion, and you know, people can hate on me all they want to, but it's just jealousy. People are jealous that this man is 52 years old and still on top of the rap kingdom.
Exactly. And then he's still saying stuff like me and JID are like bestiality. We're animals. He's still got those types of word flips that make you just scratch your head like, wait, what? And then the Ye line, bro, was the illest thing to me, where he was just essentially saying like the double entendre on magazines because Ye said that he was sucking off his cousin because of what they saw in magazines. So Eminem was like with these magazines, I act out like Ye and his cousin, like I'm spraying y'all up. What? Bro, you can't play with that dog, bro. And then he came in sounding like that. And I will say, too, it also just shows the differentials because, like I said at the beginning, the first time I heard it, no disrespect, no discredit to JID. The first time I heard it, all I could think about was like, oh, man, M's going to do this same style. M found a different pocket on that super uncomfortable, weird technician beat that only a Tech 9 or an Eminem or a JID or somebody of that nature, a Joyner, should even be able to compete on that type of beat, because that beat is not made to bop your head. That beat is a lyrical killer beat that is made for rappers to showcase their skill sets with each other and get competitive.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Absolutely.
I just have to salute my hat to him, bro, because like that, the day that dropped, I think I posted it on YouTube. I was just like, it is a good day to be an Eminem fan, and that's it.
Yeah. And to me, look, he probably recorded that verse. I mean, well, it's got to be somewhat new because he talked about Kanye's cousins or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to me, in my opinion, this is just my opinion now, I think that this means we're not done with Eminem albums.
I think you're right. And I remember talking with you about this after the death of Slim Shady, where I was like, this is the perfect retirement album. But it sounds to me like he's still hungry.
I think there's one more.
Me too, because he's hungry and he's fed up at the same time. It's very strange. Like, I've never seen anything like it. Like, he's totally fed up. And I want to know, like, in the same reference as I was just talking about Tom McDonald, what is inspiring Eminem at this point in time? What's lighting this fuse? It's literally like the hate motivates him in a way that I've never seen.
Yes, it's got to be that part because there's always so much chatter about Eminem, dude. So much, whether it's positive or negative. And that's all he has to see when he opens up his X account or his whatever account, when he goes on social media or YouTube. It's got to get him to a point where he just snaps. And he's like, nah, I'm going after everybody.
Yeah, and like he's been relentless on Diddy, man. He's been absolutely relentless on Diddy, and I don't know. I think it's deserving if you think the way that he thinks. I think that Eminem feels like Diddy did have something to do with Pac's unlikely passing, but unfortunate passing rather. And as do I, because Keefe D just came right out and said it, bro. Keefe D is locked up for it now for the murder of Pac, and Keefe D came out and said that Diddy tried to put a hit out on him. And he never got paid for it. That's how dirty Diddy is. He put the hit out and still didn't pay. And so, Eminem's taking that, running with it. You lost one of the legends of the game because of this.
Yes. That's right. That's right. Speaking of Diddy, dog, this Diddy trial has been it has been something else, man. I have learned things from this trial that I really frankly didn't want to learn, to be quite honest with you. Like I learned some listen, I've seen some crazy stuff in my life, man. Crazy violent stuff, crazy sexual stuff, whatever you want to call it. The sexual stuff I heard in this trial, dog, I couldn't even comprehend it. Dog, you know what I'm saying? Like he people are like, "Oh, he's just being a freak." No, dude, this is more than being a freak. This dude's gay.
Something's
I'm
off.
sorry.
Something's way off.
Gay. Yeah.
And I feel like but I'm gonna tell you, bro, I'm not the biggest conspiracy theorist on earth, but I have some conspiracies about this whole thing because number one, the feds don't ever come at you unless the feds are ready to knock your door down, and they got a 90% success rate, bro. So what was all of this noise that they were making, and why? You know what I mean? Like that. You mean to tell me that the feds went through all of this, put him and his family through all of this? And yes, I don't like Diddy at all. It's no secret.
No.
I've never liked Diddy. I've always felt like Diddy had something to do with Pac. And Pac is one of my favorite rappers of all time. I've never liked him. But I will say the feds made a lot of noise here for him to just be charged with prostitution. Yeah. What is going on? Something has to be going on behind the scenes where my mind started to go in that place of like, okay, what does Diddy know? And what are they telling him to hush about? What are they telling him to shut up about? Something's crazy about this situation. I've never seen anything like it.
It is crazy. It does remind me of the whole Epstein Black Book type thing. Like whose names are on the list? You know what I'm saying? I think this is only going to create more conspiracy theories because of what happened, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the prosecution dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. More than likely, they rushed this case. You know what I'm saying? They rushed it to try to appease the public. I think you had people like Cassie making noise about Diddy. I think you had people like Keefe D making noise about Diddy, which they can't use Keefe D because his testimony is garbage. But you have all these different people. Kid Cudi's talking about Diddy blowing up his car. All these different people were saying Diddy, Diddy, Diddy. So I think that the prosecution, the feds felt like they had to do something, and they had to do something now, when they probably should have just waited a little bit longer, and they may have caught him on some bigger stuff.
I agree, man, and I don't know what it seems like a big ploy. It does, and I hate that because I feel like Diddy does deserve to be locked up for a multitude of things. And secondly, is he even getting charged with anything with Cassie? Is that even a charge that came up? I don't think so.
He's getting charged with the prostitution counts, but the thing that's different with Diddy's charges is these are federal charges. A lot of people I'm not going to name names. But a lot of people were saying, Diddy's going to walk. Once he got found not guilty of the RICO and stuff like that, they were like, Diddy's going to walk. Bro, Diddy walked back to his jail cell. He's sitting there right now. He tried to post $1 million bail, and the judge said, take your bail and get out of here. I'm not having it. He is going to serve time for federal prostitution charges. These aren't state prostitution charges.
So somebody's trying to get him to shut his mouth about something for sure. That's what I think. Because first of all, like you're right, 100% federally. I can't imagine. When have you ever seen it? Have you ever seen the feds come after somebody of this stature like this over prostitution charges?
Yeah, facts.
I don't think I've ever seen it, bro. And that just leaves me pondering. I'm like, okay, well then something is definitely off here, and they are definitely trying to get him to shut his mouth about something. And God knows, who knows what, because Diddy wasn't even being loud before he got locked up. And but I do agree too, man. Like, no, as somebody that's done time, I will tell you, I haven't done hard time, but I will tell you that if you get your bond removed at trial, you get your bond revoked, or not revoked, you get your bond denied. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if your bail is denied, the judge is waiting to serve you. But then it's almost seems like it's under false pretenses. And I hate to say that, But it does, because you're not getting charged for the dangerous crimes. So if you're saying this man is a danger to the public, then why isn't he getting charged for being a danger to the public? And if not, because in 99% of cases, I do feel like if you're going to prison for prostitution charges, even federally, and you've done a year, I feel like most people would get time served. But there's something definitely different going on with Diddy.
I think the reason that his bail has been denied now and before is because they view him as a flight risk, in my opinion. He's got so many different avenues to leave the country and never come back that they feel like, no, we have to make sure he stays here.
I think Mama Don hey, Mama Don, and Matt, what's up, Matt? What's up, Alex? Mama Don just said he'll get sentenced to 5 years and served too. And I think that time served with this first one. But you know what's even crazier? If we flip it in, let's move over to Tory. For shooting a girl in the foot, supposedly, allegedly.
This has been a mess. This has been
maybe accidentally. The feds dropped the ball on that Tory situation too bad. And same thing, like, we're just seeing the opposite, right? Like in the Diddy trial, the prosecution dropped the ball. In the Tory trial, the lawyers are the ones that drop the ball. But both ways, I'm seeing noise that doesn't reflect real life. I'm like, you can't. And I'm not one of those people, bro. I don't think that Tory should be locked up right now.
No.
And based off of the charges that they're presenting with Diddy, bro, I don't think that Diddy should be locked up. Not on those charges, but what I believe Diddy to have done for real. Yes. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. And like I said, I think what got Diddy in that chair was from the Cassie video, the Keefe Deegs thing. I think that the feds thought, well, if we get him now, maybe we'll get information on what Keefe Deegs said. Facts. Maybe we'll get more information on what Cassie's saying. And they didn't. They didn't. Facts. They didn't end up getting it. They rolled the dice, and it didn't work out in their favor this time. And it's a bad look for them. This is a bad look for them, because now
it is.
People are going to think that when the feds charge you, you're guilty unless you're the 1%.
Exactly. It's a mess, bro. It's a mess.
Yeah.
And I also feel like justice is just duly unserved, man. I just feel like that there's so many different charges that you could have brought Diddy up on, and they just really dropped the ball bad. I hate it, but you know, it is what it is.
To Kid Cudi's car, like why was he not charged with that? That was shown and talked about in court. Like, I don't understand why he would not be charged with that. I don't understand.
And think about how dangerous that is for Kid Cudi. He went and publicly testified that Diddy had something to do with his car, and now Diddy could be on the loose in a year with his power and his prowess. It's almost, it might even be that they're letting him back out just to see if they can reel him back in on something else. I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
True.
It's a mess.
If I was Cassie, although I commend Cassie for what she did, she felt like she needed to do that, and she did it. More power to her. But if I was her right now, I'd be scared.
Agreed. It's nuts.
Because she let out a lot of stuff about him that no man would want to come out. So I don't know. It's another wait and see game.
It is. Hopefully, I don't know, man. Hopefully justice will be served for all the people that at any given extent, any amount of time, hopefully justice will be served for the people that deserve justice to be served for.
Thanks.
Speaking of Tory, flipping that into the whole battle with Tory and Joyner, I've been seeing a lot. Skepta's been talking crazy, bro. Skepta's been talking nuts. Skepta has been out here talking about, you know, he says that the U.S. rappers have never listened to the UK rappers. The UK rappers have listened to the U.S. rappers forever. So that's why the UK can't be touched. And then went on to present a PowerPoint, almost a PowerPoint display on why the UK can't be touched. And he matched up people. He said EMINEM can't touch this guy. And now Joyner's knocking at the door. He's like, oh, word? I want a piece of that. What's up? I'm looking at this whole UK versus US situation backwards, though, man, because I know the people that Skepta is talking about aren't even UK's best rappers. Like, if you want to talk about like somebody that could touch the artistic ability of the US rappers, you better start pointing your finger at a Ren. You better start. And Skepta's not bad, but like we talked about on both of our channels, bro. The differentials in the sound, because if you grow up on
Yes.
hip hop culture, that's a part of your slang. It's a part of your swag. It's a part of the way you talk, walk, carry yourself, your code, your honor, your ethic. If that's
Yep.
you, you're not going to always relate to the sound that they got over there, and it's drill sound. So it's,
Yeah.
I'm not even trying to make fun of them, but then the majority of the sound that comes from the UK in rap is do 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 do, and
Yeah.
it's the same sound that Pop Smoke had here. So it's like
Yeah.
you're already mimicking a sound and a style that US created while you're calling out the biggest names in the US. Joyner's knocking at the door hungry. I just want to know, if it came down to it, is there anybody that you have in the UK that you think could touch the likes of a Joyner Lucas or an Eminem?
No. Point
Not even
blank.
Ren.
No, I'm sorry. I don't. Look, there is a lot of artists from around the world that I am starting to like. There's a guy named Complete in Australia. He's got like 37 million streams I saw today. Insane numbers, okay? These
That's
guys are
crazy.
big. But it doesn't mean that they're better than somebody like Eminem or Joyner Lucas or anybody for that matter. I would look, when people start, when rappers that, I'm sorry, this is no disrespect to him. I don't know him. Okay, I don't really know him very well. But what I will say is, when people talk that don't have a lot of name value,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And they
Mm-hmm.
start talking about people that do have name value, what does it look like? It looks like you're chasing clout.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it looks like you're just talking about Eminem because talking about Eminem is going to bring you the views.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I agree.
exactly what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel
And
like he
I
even
wouldn't
believes.
get so hot. I wouldn't get so hot about that if they respected Eminem while they did it. But the issue that I have is that they always seem to find a way to disrespect him. He's the white boy. And what did Skepta say? Something about he was like, someone said like, Eminem, y'all can't see Eminem, and Skepta was like, you talking about the guy that Machine Gun Kelly put a chink in his armor? That's disrespectful as hell. So if you're gonna say that, don't be surprised if Eminem does come out with shots at you. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean,
L.
and
First of
think
all,
about
that's
what
an
he
L
could do with
take.
Skepta. Thinking about what he could do with Skepta, the word flips like
Oh
skepticism
yeah,
and
yes,
skipja. Like I could think of a million different things. Eminem's gonna tear you up, bro. And I think that you're
absolutely.
asking for, because you want the views and you want the clout and you want the streams, you're asking for something that you don't really want in the long run.
Yes, and in
Because
my
if you want
opinion,
to get into a UK versus US, y'all are cooked. And I don't
oh,
mean to
definitely.
take anything away from Ren. I think Ren's artistic ability, his ability to just make art in his own lane, is unprecedented. I don't think that there's a lot of US people that can mess with Ren and his artistic ability. But if you want to talk about a hip hop competition where you're talking about rhyme schemes, lyricism, you're talking about flow, you're talking about pockets, you're talking about the people that invented the styles that are being used today, like a Lil Wayne and Eminem, Kanye West, even a Drake. If you're going to talk about all these things, bro, you got to give credit and credence to where it's due. First and foremost, Skepta, you are not rapping if it's not for the US rappers. You
Yes,
don't even
yes,
have a
yes, yes. And
style
I
to
will say this:
gravitate to.
no, no. And look, all this is going to do, like I said, in my opinion, he's just searching for clout. He knows if he says Eminem's name, it's going to bring him money, it's going to bring him views. But at the end of the day, it's not even going to bring Eminem to his doorstep. It's going to
No.
bring people like Joyner to his doorstep, people like Logic to his doorstep, people like
The little
10
homies.
9 to his doorstep. Yes, they will come and they will say, hey, show me what you got. And he's going to get smoked by these guys before Eminem even can see who he is.
Yeah. Yeah, he is, bro. He's going to get
Joyner's not
smoked.
going
He's
to
going
play
to get
with
his
that
boot
guy, dude.
smoked. And I'm going to be honest with you,
Yeah,
the UK ain't even going to have his back. I don't think. What you gonna do when Joyner
yeah,
really comes on? Like, don't take like like we said, bro. The Tory Joyner situation, that was fun.
yes,
That was schematic.
yes.
That was a little light competition. They both felt
Yep.
like rapping. They both got it off of their chest. They loved each other. They were on Instagram, FaceTiming each other the whole time that it was happening. There was no real beef.
Yeah.
Joyner's hungry. Joyner's got an album
Yes.
coming out. Why not?
Boy, I cannot wait. Speaking of that album, man, listen, I cannot wait for this album, man. I'm a huge Joyner fan. I even like the stuff that nobody else likes from Joyner, man.
Yeah,
Just a big Joyner fan. Super pumped for this album. Really like the White Noise song that just came out.
I do too.
Has a different dude. It had a whole different feel to it almost. I really enjoyed how he embraced
I do too.
that.
I like that sound being associated with his ADHD sound too, because
Yeah.
even though you're right, it was different. It's not like anything he's ever really done before. I also feel like his original self-titled ADHD for the ADHD album one was also kind of like rockish. You know what I mean? Like it was just a little bit different. And I like that sound for him, and I hope he gravitates to it, because so far I love Joyner Lucas, bro. One of my favorites to talk about, one of my favorites to hear from. When he has a song come out, I'm excited. He's very artistic. I love Joyner. Love Joyner. But the only two albums that he has put out that I excessively go back to is the Phone Number album and ADHD.
Yes. Man, that Phone Number album is, oh, I could replay that album so many times. Like,
It's the best, bro.
It is a masterpiece. But that's just how it is, man. You go look at 50. What album do you go listen to the most? Get Rich or Die Trying. Go look at him. What album do you listen to the most? Probably the Eminem Show or the Marshall Mathers LP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always the guys' first or second albums that people gravitate towards. And as they continue in their journey, the fans just kind of switch. And they're like, I don't know if I like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It leaves you kind of hanging as an artist, right? It's like, man, I don't know, if you don't like this, then what am I supposed to do? This is what I like. This is what I like to do. I can kind of dig that even as a content creator, where it's like sometimes I want to explore and I want to do something like what we're doing right now, and people might be like, oh, that ain't for me. And I'm like, man, I don't think people realize how much you put your all into something when you're trying to entertain.
Yes, absolutely. What about NF, man?
Oh man,
did you see his tweet? Or tweet?
Is there something new?
Tweet or X? Or what do we call
I call him
I
tweets. Yeah, I call him tweets.
Twitter. Look, all I saw was that he had made a post that said something like, "Yes, I've got music," or something along the lines of, "I've got music and I'll drop it when I want to," or "I'm working and it'll be done when I'm done," type of thing.
I have 3 days ago, I have songs, and someday they will come out. I got to finish videos and stuff. Oh, he's coming. Yeah. He's coming.
Dog, if he's working on videos.
No, he's doing that troll thing that he always does when he's coming. He's coming. NF is coming. That's what that means.
That's what I'm saying. If he's doing videos, NF's got some music, and it might be this year, man. It may be this year. I was thinking.
Check this out, bro. Machine Gun Kelly commented on it with an eyeglass emoji, and NF said, yeah. I wonder if Machine Gun Kelly might have a collab with NF.
I would dig it. I would dig it.
I would too.
I'm not even gonna hate it. I'm not even gonna hate it one bit.
Oh man. And MGK on this new wave of like sobriety, being a good dude, being heartfelt. I am all for that collaboration, bro.
Yes, me too.
NF is coming.
This is what I want. If MGK is going to do a collab with NF, I want MGK to rap.
Oh, no, most certainly. Most certainly.
Rap. I don't want the car wash song.
No, not with NF, bro. And I want a different side of MGK, bro. I don't know if MGK, because when I heard NF was doing a song with Hobson, I was like, that makes total and utter sense to me. This one's kind of leaving a cliff note in my head. I'm like, all right, what direction are we going? Because MGK is in a light direction. He's headed towards that hope that NF kind of laid the foundation for 2 years ago at this point.
Yes, it's been that long already, man. And
it's time, Nate.
I'm curious as to what this project is. Because he always has a theme. He always has a theme for the whole album. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he does.
The last one was Hope. So are we doing more Hope-inspired albums, or are we doing good versus bad? Like, I'm just curious to see what his theme will be, because I'm sure he's not going to disappoint.
I need good versus bad. I need good versus evil NF right now.
I do too.
Because the Hope album was great, and there was a little bit of that evil in there, man. I need to hear it all. I need to hear him.
Sir.
I need to hear him going back and forth, bro. I do. Because it's the only thing that he's passionate about. So I want you to be passionate about your art, and I want it to complete the story. but not in a way that it's completed so much that you can't make art anymore. Because if I'm being truthful, if I'm being 100% with you guys, NF is my favorite artist right now. I mean,
without a doubt.
he just doesn't put out enough music for me to cling to long enough. But if we're talking about the music I play the most, because dog, you can play it with your kids, you can play it with your parent, you can play it with your wife, you can play it with whoever you want to play it around. NF has made, NF. But I always say that, like in my artist category, I got NF, I got Yellow Wolf, I got Kanye, and in my rapper category, that's where I gravitate to Eminem. And right now, ACAL is up there for me. And there's just so many, there's so many great artists out there, but I think NF is so hella slept on, bro. He's really one of the best to do it. Point blank.
Yep.
And people would be like, well, you can't rap. And I'm like, well, it's not even about like the lyricism and the rapping capability to me. It's about how loud his emotions are. It's about how loud his relatability is. It's just like, if it's theatrical. It's like you're watching a movie whenever he's releasing an album for the first time. And I'll tell you guys out there, whoever's listening right now, shout out to the ones in the chat. Me and Chatterzone will probably do this right here for every single one of those songs on that album. That's what inspired me to do YouTube to begin with, was me and him were sending voice notes back and forth every day about the song we were really concentrating on that day on the Hope album.
Yes. We went from song to song. We probably sent each other probably an hour's worth of voice notes each day.
100.
His music just hooks you in, man. You get hooked into it.
And Hope was a masterpiece. I'm talking about the song, the album too, but the song was such a masterpiece, bro. Oh my God, the video, the theatric elements to it, falling into the mansion, bro. You can't play with NF, and that's another one of those guys that it leaves you clinging. Like, are you inspired right now? Like, who's inspiring someone like an NF? I feel like they just march to the beat of their own drum in the same way that Eminem does, in the same way that Tom has been proven to do, in the same way that Token does. In the same way that Joyner does. I don't feel like these types of artists have inspiration to cling on to in the world, so they have to go based off of their own drum, and I think that that's to be commended.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, man, speaking of Token, man, shout out to Token for reaching 1 million streams. He reached 1 million streams after this album. I think I had read where he said he had only had he only had like 400 something thousand, and after this album he has hit 1 million.
Good for Token, bro. Shout out to Token. That's really dope. Man. Really dope, dude. Bro. Well deserved. He's been grinding for a long time, dog.
Yes. I remember listening to him in like 2015, okay, like 10 years ago.
Yep.
And thinking to myself, I like him, but it's not my style.
Mm-hmm.
And now to hear this album and some of the stuff he's done the last 3 or 4 years, I am like, man, you have really matured.
Yeah, he has.
You're really growing into your own person, and I'm loving the Token train, as I call it.
He's always intrigued me, but even way back then, like I've always watched his freestyles and stuff. I've never followed too closely into his discography because in most cases, in most scenarios, if we're being honest, YouTube rappers, quote unquote, don't normally make good albums. They make great freestyles, they make great content, great videos. They're still fun to follow. I still got love for them, but most of the time they don't make great albums. Token, first and foremost, just made a really great album. I love the new album. Yeah. But secondly, I just want to say this, man, like even back in like the 2014, 2015, 2016 days of Token, I remember being super intrigued by him because he got on Sway. He was on tour with Hobson doing a 5 Fingers of Death freestyle on Sway. You know, we all love those. And he obliterated the freestyle. It was insane. I mean, still to this day is one of the best freestyles I've ever seen. But he also said where he had a golden opportunity to be another one of the Eminem boys. You know, Hobson has said, I'm inspired by Eminem. All these different rappers, Joyner, I'm inspired by Eminem. Token intrigued me so much because he was like, Eminem isn't what inspired me, bro. It's Lil Wayne. And I've always thought that was nuts. I know that Eminem has some inspiration in him somewhere, but I thought that it was cool that he flipped the script and was like, you know what? No, I'm not going that route. Even though I'm on tour with Hobson and I sound like that Slim Shady type of technician type rhymer. Nah, man, I'm going to say it like it is, bro. Lil Wayne is my favorite rapper of all time. He's the one that inspired me. And I've always thought that was really cool because you don't hear people in the underground give Lil Wayne his flowers like that.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with that. 100%. I just, like I said, shout out to Token for this, man. This is a big accomplishment, and I hope that he takes advantage of it.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
real.
100%. And to wrap this up, man, I just what else did I want to say? Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we dip out of here?
No, I think.
I
I mean, do
wanted
we want
to
to? Yeah, let's
go.
touch on the Texas flood, man. The
Yes. Yeah.
flooding going on in Texas, man. That's some of the most horrible, just heart wrenching pictures and stories that I am hearing coming out of Texas.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I'm gonna tell you right now,
Cadence is
personally.
going to camp next week, bro.
Yeah, it's heart
It's a
wrenching, man.
terrifying time.
It is, and I'm telling you, man, the stories that I have heard coming out of there from different families sends chills up my arm.
Yeah, bro.
I can't imagine being put in situations like that. I just can't. My prayers, all of my thoughts have been with them for about 24 hours now. I just pray for them, prayers up for them, because the death toll continues to rise, and it's just a huge tragedy.
It is. Jody made a good point in the comments. That's a W, Jody. She said, I hate that people are politicizing it. They're
Oh my God,
saying,
yes.
I'm going to put it out there, bro. They're saying
I saw it.
that we shouldn't feel bad for them because they're white and they're Christians.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I saw people blaming Trump, like Trump caused this somehow. Yeah,
This is definitely one of the situations as a Christian where I struggle, because this is one of the situations, if all Christians are just being honest and open and vulnerable, if we're all going to be real about it, this is one of those situations where we're looking up like, God, why did you let this happen at a church camp?
yeah, yeah.
And it hits really close to home when I'm about to let my baby go to a church camp next week. I just want to say that I'm praying for all those families, and nobody deserves that. I mean, who am I? You know what I mean, to talk about what people deserve, I guess, but I don't wish that pain on anyone. So if you're out here politicizing it and putting that pain on people and making it worse for them, fuck you. You know, that's just how I feel.
Yeah. Yep. I agree 100%. The stories, like I said, that I have heard coming out of this flood are so emotional and so heart wrenching. The fact that people could try to politicize it is absolutely disgusting. It's
It is.
appalling. And those kind of people, in my opinion, are just evil. That is the definition of evil, because people have lost their sons, their daughters, their moms, their dads, their grandmas, people that if you lost, you would be devastated.
Mm.
But you're going to come on here and try to politicize it. You're evil, man. I'm sorry. That's just what you are.
Those are somebody's babies.
That part. I'll tell you one of the story that got me, just one, so we don't get out of control. Family was stuck in the house. Water's flushing in the house, man. Okay. The door won't even shut anymore because the water's coming in at such an extreme force. They couldn't get out any of the other doors because the water was rising and it was now stuck. The guy thinks, we need to get out of here. We're going to use the rising water to get onto the roof. So
Oh, man.
he breaks a window with his arm. He gets his family up on the roof. Little did he know, he cut an artery on his arm.
Oh, no.
He floated off. He made sure his wife and kids made it to the roof, and that was the end
Are
of his
they
life.
safe?
Yeah, he saved his family and died.
Incredible. I'm sure that he doesn't have any regrets.
No,
But
man.
I know
It
it's
just,
still that's still awful, but God, man. And you're going
it's crazy.
to politicize that and talk crazy about something like that?
That's what I'm saying, man. You're evil.
I'm a turn the other cheek kind of guy, bro, but I can't deal with that in real life, bro. That's that internet shenanigan BS, bro. I can't deal with it in real
Yes.
life. I'm sorry for cursing a minute ago, but
It's.
I don't have any other words for some people, bro. I really don't. Like,
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
But I hate it, man. I hate that this happened, and it does leave you in shambles. It does leave you questioning God, why would you allow this to happen, especially at a church camp of all places? And I know that we all, like, I have that soft spot in my heart for kids as it is. I can't even watch, like, The Last of Us. It's one of the most popular shows on TV. I couldn't even get into The Last of Us because the little girl dies in the first episode, and as soon as she died, I couldn't keep watching it. I love kids, bro. I fall in love with their spirit and with their personalities, and by kids, I mean like 14 and below. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
of course.
I love their children to me. They're babies. I
Yeah.
don't understand how you could make any kind of joke, any kind of light, any kind of issue about a situation where we're talking about babies.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very frustrating to deal with people like that, man. And they don't
It is,
ever say
man.
stuff like that to your face. Like somebody's going to walk in
Never.
and talk to you person to person in a barbershop or in a shop like this or somewhere and just be like, yeah, but they were Christians and white. So
I don't ever hear nobody say that in real life. Only on the internet do I hear talk like that. I've never seen any person on earth come to my face and say some mess like that. Not even around me. I've never
Yeah.
heard of it. It's only on
I don't
it's
even
online
like
bullshit.
I don't even like making the situation like even if I'm in a place where I can inspire hope and I can inspire a breath of fresh air to people. Truly, and I'm not saying this about this situation. It's not even in the title, but I don't even like talking about things like this on our platforms, man, because to like use it for your likeness. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
I'm cool with doing
Yes.
it here. It's not in the title or nothing like that.
Yeah,
But
I
I'm
get
just
what you're
saying,
saying.
like, you know what I mean? It does something. It's like I don't. And so these people that are using it to clout chase and to gain what?
Recognition.
What do you
Yeah.
gain? Like
They're
all you
just-
gain
they're-
is hate.
Yes, and attention. People want that attention, boy. People crave that attention. But it's just stupid. But I'm gonna tell you, man. Piggybacking off of this, hurricane season is here, pretty much, man. So we're going to see more storms like this throughout the rest of the year.
It's
So
a good
let's
point.
just be prepared and pray for our states around us that get hit real hard. 'Cause
Buckle up.
It's buckle up.
It gets worse and worse every time. And I keep
does.
talking to people in Savannah. I mean, they teeter on that evacuation line every year, and I keep having these
Every year.
conversations with people where I'm like, dog, eventually we make it by the skin of our teeth every year. I think it's because we're in the
Yes.
Bible Belt, blah blah blah, whatever. But at the end, bro, one day a storm is going to wreck our city, and you need to be prepared for that and ready for that. And listen, man, I don't want to edge this out and end our conversation on that, so I'm going to bring up Drake.
Cool. Drake.
Did you hear it?
No.
You
I
didn't
don't
hear
pay
it?
attention to Drake at all. I didn't hear it.
Okay. It's really good. It's super good. It's
Is
a
he
super good rap. He's rapping his ass off, bro. It's a really, really
okay.
dope rap song, bro.
Well, I'm down. I'm gonna listen.
No, it's good, bro. It's good, and but it's also, you remember when Eminem came out with Kamikaze, and it was like this breath of fresh air where it was like, yes, but then at the same time, the subject matter was just, you didn't like my previous album, so screw you. It's kind of like that. It's like, oh, you teamed up with these other guys? Well, screw you. But it's still hard, and it's still the Drake that you've been waiting on. So I'm intrigued, and the name of the album is going to be Iceman, and I'm intrigued to see where he takes it and what he does with it. But I'm going to tell you, from watching from afar, it seems like Drake fans are the new Eminem fans, where we all went through that process, and we all went through the Eminem hate, and Eminem called it. He said, Drake, one day they're going to turn on you too, and there we are. And now Drake is on that same rhythm as like an Eminem Kamikaze, where he's talking crazy about all the fans, like, blah, blah, blah. But it's hard. It's hard. And Iceman is a dope name, and I like Drake, okay? I'm going to say it. I like Drake. I want to see him win, bro. And I'm tired of Kendrick. I love Kendrick's album until the White Soccer Moms got a hold of it. I loved it. I hate to tell you guys, it's not like us no more, bro. It's just like us now. The White Soccer Moms got a hold of it, and now it's just like us. It's not like us anymore. It's not like us anymore. It's just like us now. And it is what it is. Every softball tournament I go to, bro, every little girl's walkout song, wop, 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 wop. It was hard when it came out. It was a great diss. It wasn't as good as Euphoria. Euphoria was the one for me, but I get it. And I think that too many times we get caught up in moments and we don't really look at things for what they are. And what I do want to say here, man, and I might get criticized for it because of what type of channel I am. I might get criticized for it, but what I want to say right here, what I want to say right now is this. Drake deserves more credit for even getting in the ring with Kendrick Lamar. He deserves more credit. He did a good job. He push-ups was good. You know what I mean? It's not a bad diss record. What?
Hey, shout out to your boy Dirty, man. I see you in the comments.
Oh, Dirty's in here. What's up, Dirty?
Yeah.
See, as soon as Dirty comes in here, bro, now I'm saying that oh yeah, that's Chatterzone. That's your guy. I was gonna say as soon as an artist comes in here, man, I'm like talking about Drake. But I love Drake, Dirty. It is what it is. I love Drake. And I just think that he deserves more credit to what he got for getting in the ring with Kendrick, bro. You know what I mean? Kendrick is the one that called him out. And Drake was a pop star that had no reason to get in the ring with anybody. And he got in the ring anyway, and he did it. And yes, he lost. It was bad. But he got in the ring. You have to salute that, bro.
Yeah. And what I think is, like, I feel your Eminem comparison to an extent because Eminem didn't ever stop for 6 years and do R&B strictly.
That's true.
And
that's
you know
true.
What I'm saying? I think that Drake
that is true.
Drake fans had a reason to switch up on Drake, in my opinion. He gave them that reason because when I first liked Drake, he was rapping his ass off, dude. He was going off on other people's beats. He was just snapping. You know what I'm saying? And I listen.
Incredible.
I like R&B. I don't like a whole lot of R&B, but I can jam to some R&B, not 6 CDs worth of R&B. But you know what I'm saying? Wait, what is the title to this new song?
What did I miss?
Iceman?
What did I miss?
I'm gonna listen
sassy
to it
ass.
off of here.
His sassy ass's title is "What Did I Miss?" But the album is called Iceman. And I like sassy Tom. I like sassy Drake. I like sassy anybody, bro. If you got that sass and you can pull it off, I just got them done. Boy, don't make me chip a nail. That was hard. I was like, oh, don't make him chip a nail.
What the hell?
Oh man, I love it, dude. I love it. But nah, Drake is an incredible rapper. He just doesn't rap. And I think that there's still something, because I agree with what you're saying. I'm not gonna say 6 R&B albums. I mean, he had a lot of rapping on those albums too, but it was I'm gonna say pop. You know what I mean?
Okay,
where like he was like in a pop bag and an R&B bag with a little bit of hip hop sprinkled in. But I think because he always had like a hip hop element, that he assumed that his stance as an MC would always be solidified because of his beginnings. And when people started to come out and call him on it, Meek Mill put a chink in his armor. Pusha T put a dink in his armor. Joe Budden, whether people want to admit it or not, put a big dink in his armor.
Yeah.
Joe Budden dissed him 4 times before he could even reply. And the only reply that Drake had was, pump it up. She gonna make me pump it up. I was like, whatever, bro. That's nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when Drake does one of those timestamp records, and I believe that he writes those, I might be wrong. But until I'm proven wrong, he said it in an interview. Like, bro, I will get help making pop records. But when you hear me, when it's time to do that, when it's time to do the pen, when it's time to do the timestamp record, that is me 100%. I believe him. You know what I mean? Until I have a reason not to. But all I'm going to say is when he is in that bag, he is problematic. I don't want to set myself up in a way where like he puts out something that's undeniably enjoyable, and I'm just over here one of these Kendrick haters like, well, he ain't really part of the culture. You know what I mean?
That part, yes.
FOH, bro.
Yep. I like that. It is we talk about it on your channel before, how you have to separate the art from the artist.
Facts.
You just because 2 people are beefing doesn't mean that you, the listener, have to pick a side. I just did maybe like a month ago. I did a Token song where he was throwing shots at Tom, and like that comment section is just full of people picking sides, either Token or Tom, and I'm like, dude, stop.
Yeah,
you don't have to pick a
just
side.
Quit.
Just enjoy the music. Like, enjoy it. Like, what?
100%. Now, when I was 13 and 14 years old and 50 Cent was all over Ja Rule, I hated Ja Rule just because, you know what I mean? But now we're all grown-ups. We're adults
Yes,
and we don't have
yes,
to pick sides. We can literally just enjoy the showdown, bro, and that's what it's all
yep,
about. And that's what I loved about Joey Badass versus the West Coast was he reminded people like, hey, by the way, you can do this without getting messy. You can do this competitively. And I don't ever want people to forget that Joey Badass single-handedly melted the West Coast by his damn self. I don't ever want people to forget that. It was nasty,
yeah,
gross, disgusting. Joey Badass murdered them boys over there. I don't care what nobody says. And your
yeah.
boy Dirty is in here saying Drake is all right. He should have known better than to go at Kendrick or Push, which I agree with. He shouldn't. But what do you do? I mean, you're a rapper, right? What do you do when somebody you know is better than you calls you out to the yard? What do you do?
Yeah,
You
you
don't
gotta
tuck and
enter the
run.
yard.
You got to
No, that
enter.
was
You got to,
look what
yeah.
happened to J. Cole. I'm sorry, but J. Cole's momentum went from the top of the mountain to the valley of the mountain in the overnight.
Cole
All
was the
because
best rapper alive before that. I
uh,
forgive him for it. Like in terms of like my hip hop, like I have a video where I've done on it where I talk about like it's okay, I'm cool, I'm past it. But as soon as he comes out talking crazy about how like none of you rappers really want it with me, I'm gonna be like, that's not true, bro. That like you know what I mean? And it like
yes,
there's something to be said when realness enters the building. And that's why Kendrick has that crown to me. Kendrick is in that top MC discussion because he's not afraid to go out there and get it.
yes, dude. And I agree. Your boy Dirty says I was a big G Unit fan. I had all the shorts. Me too. Me and Nelson,
Salute,
G Unit
bro.
fans all day.
Beg
But
for mercy.
I'll tell you what. Speaking of G Unit, that was the first beef in my life where I did not felt like I didn't have to pick a side. It was 50 Cent and Game. When they started
Oh
beefing,
no.
I didn't feel like I have to pick a side. I just listened to that diss and listened to that diss and listened to that diss, and I had a great time.
That was my first time picking a side and realizing that my dude was in a bad spot. That's the first time I ever picked a side and realized my guy was in a bad place. 50 Cent
Yeah.
is my favorite. I'm always picking 50 side, but when it was him versus Nas, Jadakiss, Ja Rule, Game, and everybody, I was like, all right, dog, what are we doing, bro? We can't keep going down this route. And then it was Ross. Whatever,
Uh,
bro. Like I'm like, but Game is one of the most underrated, incredible rappers ever to me, bro. And the documentary is a solidified classic. That is, but
Facts.
I will say
Facts.
this: now that we're older, now that we have internet, now that we know what we know, when we have reference tracks, we also know that 50 wrote the documentary pretty much in full. So that
That's
was
facts.
should have been a 50 Cent album. He gave it the Game, not the bars, not the verses, but
Yeah.
how We Do, Hate It or Love It, West Side
Yep.
Story. Those are 50 hooks. 50
Yep.
made that album a classic. A lot of those beats were supposed to
That's
go to
right.
50 instead of Game.
That's
It
right.
is what it is. It is what it
Yeah.
is. But Game is hella underrated, super underappreciated because that's another
Yes.
person that just gets in his own way, bro. That's another one that just
Yeah.
gets in his own way.
Yeah. I agree. I agree totally, man.
And my question is this: if Drake comes out with a classic all rap album, I'm throwing it out there. I
Yeah.
don't think that Iceman is an all rap album. He's never done an all rap album. But
Yeah.
if he threw out a classic 10 piece, 10 songs, all of them are fire. It's a classic rap album. Does that give him any more credit or credence to who he is as an MC? Not as an artist, but as an MC. Does he start getting looked at differently? Or do people just continue to say, oh, well, he used ghostwriters, he used this, he does that, he does this?
Dude, so many listen, I hate to break people's hearts about this whole ghostwriter thing, but it's 2025 and your favorite rapper likely has a ghostwriter. I'm just gonna put that out there right now. It's gonna break your heart. Get over it, cry about it, do what you do. But
Yeah.
yes, my answer is astounding yes. If Drake puts out an album where he is really improving and showcasing his rapping ability,
Mm-hmm.
that will most definitely give him some more credence in that. I think he needs it, in
I
my
think he
opinion,
wants it. Mm-hmm.
and I think he can do it. I still believe he can do it. We just have to wait and see, man. We just gotta
Yeah, we
wait and
can't
see.
sit here and say that Drake isn't talented. That's what drives me crazy about the
Yeah.
internet is people will be like
Yes.
picking aside this, that, and the third. That's fine. I believe that Kendrick is a better MC than Drake. In no way, shape, or form do I believe Kendrick is a better music maker than Drake. Never. Like I can't say that because I just can't say that. I would be lying if I said that about my opinion, right? But
Yeah.
that's the beauty in it. It's like it's a multifaceted game where I grew up on the likes of an Eminem, but then I also fell in love with 50 Cent. You know what I mean? At that point in time, 50 was a better songwriter than M was at that point in time. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
come on, bro. 21 questions, in the club,
Many
whatever, bro.
men.
Like, yeah, many men. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about? One of the best songwriters in rap history. But
Yeah.
not taking anything away from Stan, Lose Yourself, all those songs that are great songs as well. I'm just saying overall, that was what people thought. They were like, well, M is the better rapper, 50 is the better song maker. Like he's got the better flow, he's got the better pockets. And I'll say this, I learned at an early age to learn how to appreciate different facets of hip hop, which is why I think I'm such a hip hop head today.
Yes, yes, dude. It is about your upbringing, man. And it is about like we live in this weird middle spot where we're like in the city, so we're kind of city boys, but
Right?
also like 30 minutes down the road is in the middle of nowhere country. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's this weird type of space that we're in. But
Which
it
is
was
why people that are watching this, if you're wondering why my upbringing was a balance of both, he just explained it. Like that's exactly
yeah,
why. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
You could be downtown Savannah on River Street.
Yeah,
35 minutes down the road, you're in the middle of nowhere in the country. Like that's just how it is here. It's weird.
it
Super
is.
weird.
And depending on who you are and who you're hanging out with, man, you're either hanging out with outlaw rednecks or you're hanging out with ghetto thugs, bro. Like, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
be honest, like Savannah, Georgia's just different, bro. It's like
Yeah.
we all kind of identify in one of those pockets. There's not a lot of in between ground here. Like even if you're like the suit and tie going to the office type, you're either
Yeah.
identifying like there's hip hop in your blood or it's like country in your blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just true,
Yeah.
bro. It's just the way we all are. Like,
Yeah.
and I love it here.
Yeah.
But man, prayer. This is going back to what we were just talking about. But man, just prayers to those people in Texas, man,
Oh
for
yes,
real.
man. Yes, sir. I keep seeing it scroll across my phone every single hour of the day. I have another update or another. The death toll continues to rise, man. So, like I said earlier, we just keep everybody in your prayers and realize that this is the beginning of storm season this year. Stay ready.
Amen. And also, real quick, and then I guess we can get out of here. I love this, by the way. We're gonna have to do this more often.
Facts.
Also, with the JID Eminem situation, JID put that out and he's not putting it on his album. So a lot of people are really upset that he got an Eminem feature and he's not capitalizing off the Eminem feature. I thought that was
Yeah.
interesting too. And somebody asked him like, "Well, please tell me there's another Eminem feature on here at least, like you're saving for the album." And JID was like, "Nah, I got one. I got two of the greatest fast rappers of all time." And I had an issue with that tweet. Number one, because I don't like labeling Eminem as a fast rapper. He's not a Tech Nine. He's not one of those. And I don't think that he can do it, but
But
he's
he can
only
do
done
it.
it like
Yeah.
12 or he's only done it 12, 13, maybe 15 times in total. So I don't think
Yeah.
it's right to call somebody with a 300, 400 song catalog a fast rapper when only 15 or 20 of those songs is fast. Now, I
Yeah.
also want to touch on this real quick, and I know that you'll be hype. I don't know if you've heard it yet. Tech Nine just released a new album, and it's really
I
good.
did.
And it doesn't
I
have
did.
any features. There's no
Yes.
verses on there. It's just Tech on the verses. Some people are
Yep.
on the hooks. It's good, dude. It's really
Yes.
good.
Yes, man. Tech has been a favorite of mine since I was literally a young teenager, man. Like 14, 13 years old. I was listening to Tech Nine. I knew this album was coming out. He had said that Tech Nine's a guy kind of like Hard Target in a way, where he does his best to put everybody else on except for himself. He puts on all these other people all the time. Whenever you see a Tech Nine album drop, it's usually littered with like 12 features. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
this one, he really wanted to stand on his own. and have a basically solo project. And I think he nailed it right out of the park, dog.
I think so too, bro. And I think
Yep.
that like the story around it is really dope. It's about his upbringing, like you were saying, and it's just like I don't know, man. Like too many times people get wrapped up in albums these days, and it's such a microwavable society that they're not giving everything that they got into the album. And I just always salute whenever somebody has like a conceptual project, and I think he nailed it,
Yes,
like you
sir.
said. And I think that, whether people want to say this or not, because I know time moves quick and I know that we forget about
Yeah.
things, but I do think that this aligns with the Drake and Kendrick situation because
Oh
Kendrick
yeah.
did put, hey, let's start focusing on the bars. Let's start focusing on lyrics. Let's start getting conceptual. And he did put that back at the forefront of hip hop. And that's where I
He
felt
did.
like Drake needed to take a back seat because Drake being at the front of hip hop for so long was making popcorn BS and nobody could relate to it anymore. So, yes, it was time for Drake to take a back seat, get hungry again. And I'm hoping that this did the trick. I'll be the first to
Yeah.
come on here and admit if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'll be the first one. But it sounds like Drake is hot. It sounds like he's hungry. And I appreciate hearing Drake in that mindset, in that frame,
That's right.
because I haven't heard it in 10 years.
Facts. And if I don't care who you are, if you're a rapper and you can come out here with some just great conceptual music where you're rapping really well and you're putting a cohesive project together, I'm here for it. I don't care who's
Mm,
beefing with who or none of that. I'm here for the music, man. Drop it.
yeah. And just some announcements, real quick. If you want to make a couple announcements, you can as well, bro. Some announcements from my channel for everybody in the chat. What's up to y'all? Thank you guys for watching and tuning in with us while we did this. This was a super, super fun pod, bro. We're definitely going to do this more often. But just some
Nice.
announcements for you guys. I think I have Adam on Wednesday. The Adam Calhoun interview should be on Wednesday, unless I misunderstood him and we're doing next Wednesday, which is totally possible. But it's either this Wednesday or next Wednesday. I need to clear that up. And Big Murph is on Thursday. Got an interview with Murph on Thursday, and we're in the process of trying to get an interview, and it's looking good with Shady Records Grip, which I'm
Yes.
super excited about, bro. And he's got a rock
Yes.
album coming out, so he's in a super creative space, and I can't wait to just pick his mind, man. So that's what's coming on the channel my way. If you got some reactions or whatever that you want me to get to, just drop it in the comments, and Jody will send them to me, and we'll get around to it. But other than that, y'all just peep it, bro, because we got a lot of good changes coming to the channel. And I was telling Jody as I continue to try to progress and change and challenge myself, I will never stop doing reactions. Like, I don't want y'all to think I know what y'all signed up for. I know what people are here for. And I know that I've even had conversations with God about it where I'm like, God, I want to do this, but I know that you lined it in this way because I know about music and I can, relay music well. So I think that I'm doing it for a purpose. I will never quit doing reactions completely, but I would like to start exploring my boundaries to see what else I might be decent at or might be able to get attention in. And this is one of them. And it's, the back and forth with my guy Chatterzone and just doing podcasts and stuff like that. So y'all peep the channel, man. And all I can ask of you guys, if you're watching this and you are subscribed to me and you're a fan of mine, a member of mine, all I can really ask you is just from the bottom of my heart, you might see something that doesn't intrigue you at first. Give it a click, give it a watch. See if you have something to offer. See if you have something to bring to the table. Like, hey, man, I actually think you killed this, but you could do better by doing X, Y, and Z. Let's get together, especially my members, man. Let's do what we signed up for. Let's executive produce this thing together. Let's get it popping. You know what I mean? And thank you all for watching and for being a part of this. Y'all are so special to me. And what you got, brother?
Not much, man. I think tonight I am gonna have one reaction coming a little bit later tonight. I have been requested to go down, ironically, the UK and more Australian rapper scene. So
Okay.
that's kind of what I feel compelled to do. Whenever somebody gives me a recommendation, I feel like I got to do it, man. So
Yeah.
that's what we'll
Yeah.
probably do. We'll probably do one today, and then that's it. I'm kind of out. But we'll get
Yeah.
into more tomorrow, man. And I just appreciate everybody that comes to these, man. I
It's so
appreciate you,
fun.
Nelson, for having me on here, man. You are a
Oh
much
yeah.
bigger platform than I am. So to have the
Mm.
opportunity to be on your platform is not lost on me. So like I
Oh,
said, shout
brother,
out
I
to you, man.
appreciate
Shout
you
out,
coming through, man. I appreciate you
absolutely, man.
coming through. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Your boy Dirty, Alex, Red, all of y'all, Jody,
Red's in
Man, I
here?
appreciate y'all. Yeah, I see Red in here, man.
Red!
I just thanked all of y'all for
Dimash!
real. Yep.
My dog. All right, man. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all, and we will see you soon. Peace.